It's going to be interesting.
Is that Chuck Mangione?
It is.
Getting a taste of honey.
All right. So let's see. We should be up now. It says we're on. There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. And the weather outside is a little bit frightful, Randall.
Yeah.
Yes.
But as I like to always say, the weather is perfect
Always
inside
delightful.
inside a liquor store.
Yeah.
Yes. So Randall Bird joining me today on It's the Liquor Talking.
Yep.
And should we make his official announcement?
Yeah, we're going
or
to have
or
a
do we have
lot
to
of
bring in-
material to get here through. So let's get the entourage pushed through. You know,
Get them all squared
clear the way for El Rey,
El Rey.
the grape one.
All right. Get his intro music going. And of course, Ray is here to do.
Yes.
All right, here he comes. Just sit down. We're going to drink some wine. All right, we got you. Goodbye.
All right.
All right, Ray's here. Love Ray is here doing the wine of the week. And the wine of the week this week is
The wine of the week is from Chile.
it's Randall was just saying how cold it was outside.
Yes, it's Chile. So we have Montez Alpha Cabernet Sauvignon. This vintage is 2022. I thought I'd show this today because I think for the last 6-8 months, I've been on this crusade to get people back into South American wines. And, you know, for me in Chile, Cabernet is like Malbec is in Argentina. There are two really top producers that I like, Montez being one of them.
Yep.
La Pastole, which
Yeah.
I've shown before, is another one. So this is really a incredibly balanced Cabernet that one of the
Is this
better
the
ones
one?
I've
Is this the wine they played the music to?
Uh,
And they have like an auditorium for the wine barrel.
Yeah.
Did you know this?
yes. Yes.
And they play classical music, and everything is very feng shui.
I believe this is the one. I believe
Now,
this
is that
the one.
biodynamic? Is that what the whole kind
Feng
of
shui?
nonsense?
No, they have a shot for that now.
Okay.
No one gets feng shui anymore. All right, so let me try this one. The nose on this is incredible.
So this is from an area, and of course, Ryan doesn't need to know this because he's already been down there, so he knows it. But this area is the Colchagua Valley, which,
Oh, yes.
yes, you know that, Randall,
No,
right?
no.
I was always calling it Chihuahua because it was like he drinks a
Chumbawamba.
whiskey drink, easy smoke.
Well,
No,
what Malbec is to Mendoza in
Yeah.
Argentina, Colchagua Cabernet is stellar. The soils, the microclimate, very conducive to great Cabernet. So this one here, flavor and aroma profile, red and black fruit. You've got strawberry, you got cherry, you got plum, you got some blackberry fruit,
a little bit of leather, a little.
a little leather, a little tobacco.
Yeah,
Tobacco in
definitely.
the nose as well. On the palate, you're going to get black fruit. You're going to get some vanilla and little hints of toffee and coffee.
What do you think, Randall?
Yeah, it tastes like wine. I don't know.
Wow, so it riveting.
I mean, I like all the descriptors. And
do you taste any of them?
but it starts to just taste, for lack of a better term, grapey, and maybe some of those berry notes that I'm getting. And this one's got a little bit, I guess I'm going to say the term is acidity, because it has, that's not bitter, but like that's what I would associate with the coffee kind of notes. Is that,
There is acidity in the
Yeah.
wine, and you want acidity in the wine along
Good
with
food wine.
tannin.
okay?
You want that. Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
I like this one. I like this one a lot. You know, I have visited this. Visited this winery, many moons ago. Actually, I took my dad there too. Beautiful winery. We were fortunate enough to meet Douglas Murray, who has since passed away. Who was one of the partners in Montez.
Right.
Interesting story. Are you ready for an interesting story?
All right, here
Yes.
we go.
Here we
Yes.
go. So the angel on the front of the bottle on this majestic angel. It's probably one of the prettiest depictions of an angel I've seen. At the time, we were ready to do the Angel Share tasting room, and we had that up there. And I was looking for an angel and to use as sort of a for advertisement and all that stuff. And I really liked the Montez angel so much, I phoned up Douglas Murray and asked him if we could use it and what the purpose we were using it for and so forth. And he actually gave me permission to do so, which was like just so like him to be so like giving about that. And we use it sparingly and stuff like that, but it is sort of our official. I still have the email he sent me back,
Wow.
giving us permission to use it too. But just the whole group down there, such nice people. And sorry, he was the one that was always into that feng shui, and they had all of that stuff. But he was very spiritual, not a religious person, but a very spiritual person.
Is the point of the story that you had the angel, or was it the sharing?
Both.
Because
Can
it's
it be
the angel
both?
share room.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
See how that
All right.
worked?
Wow.
I'm glad. Like
Poignant.
sometimes I have to draw you a map, but this time you just went right to
Poignant.
it. Angel and sharing. You got it.
All right.
And there's no flies on you, brother. I love it. This is really good. What's the price on this?
So this is $24.99 today, and for the following week, it will be 15% off for a bottle. And I encourage people to come in to taste it. It's available to taste all week.
You'll have it on the machine.
Yes.
It'll be on. So for those of you who don't know, the Angel Share Tasting Room has wine tasting machines,
So they can share.
so they can share. Yes, you're getting the concept. I love
All
it.
right. Well, we're
But
beating
they-
this into the ground.
But they can share, and so it's on the machine. So it stays on the machine, and it's good for about a month on the machine. We use argon gas to actually seal the top of the wine so it doesn't degrade as fast as it would if you were
Exactly.
open it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mhm.
And I'm going to point out, because I know the wine department has a lot of these things going on today also. Today, which is January 11th, Saturday, January 11th, from 2 to 4 today, where everybody's into this dry January. I think it's
Who's into
it's
this?
I know a lot of people. I
I'm
think it's
offended.
supposed to be rye January, but
Right.
we'll get into that at another time. But we have a whole room here dedicated to non-alcoholic spirits, wines, and beers. So we decided that we were going to have a festival, and it's a non-alcoholic festival today, January 11th, from 2 to 4.
Right.
And it's really funny because the guys are so not used to having this. Johnny and I are going to run at least 1 or 2 tables, but the guys are so not used to actually putting this type of thing together.
Right.
Because they're like, should we do wristbands? Should we do? I go, they can drink as much as they want. There's no alcohol in them, so that there's no problem there. But there's some really interesting stuff that you'll be able to try, and this is a really good time to sort of see what you like and sort of meet some of the people that actually put this together,
Right.
that offer these type of things.
The brand and the supplier.
And the
stuff,
brand
yeah.
is one of the things, though, that since Ray's here, I think this is a good one to get to. One of the things that people were asking about a lot is they see 0.5% alcohol, like that 0.5% of alcohol.
0.05.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they think it's part of it. A roll, like a hamburger roll, has more alcohol than that. Orange juice sitting out on the counter for 20 minutes has more alcohol than that.
Exactly.
So there's really not like it's true thing to say it's non-alcoholic. There's no alcohol added. There's just like a lot of things just start fermenting. There's a natural way to do it, but it's so minuscule that it's not even worth talking about. So I'm going to stop
All right.
talking about it. All right.
Well, thank you for bringing a great wine. What would you kind of serve with a big? Is this a big Cabernet Sauvignon?
I would,
I don't know if
I would
that's
not
the correct term.
characterize this as a Napa Valley style Cabernet,
Okay.
where it's very, very fruit forward. This is much more balanced. This is more of a French Bordeaux style.
Okay.
Even though it's all Cabernet, but the balance is the key to this wine.
Say the name and the price again one more time.
So it's Montez Alpha Cabernet Sauvignon. This happens to be the 2022 vintage. It's $24.99 everyday price, 15% discount today and all of next week.
I will tell you if this helps you at all, Randall. I'll tell you what I'm drinking this with tonight because now I got to bring one home.
Right.
I'm gonna. The lovely Jennifer is making steak sandwiches for dinner tonight. So this is what I'll be drinking with my steak sandwich.
Just have to throw that in my face.
Yeah,
huh?
I do.
Yeah.
And Ryan, is a possibility for myself, short ribs.
Short ribs would be
Yeah.
good too.
So this would work well with that as well.
Yeah. Kraft macaroni and cheese over here. So
That goes well
It
too.
will go well with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to leave you out. Just get a
Yeah.
bottle. You'll be fine. Don't
Yeah,
worry about it.
Yes.
all right.
Yes.
All right. I think we have to take a break. Do we?
Well, I know I'm ready.
I don't
And
know.
I think our audience is too here on It's the Liquor Talk.
What'd you say? Oh, we're going to break.
Well, now we're going to break.
There
Thank
you
you for
go.
listening. We'll be back on the other side of this commercial break
minutes ago.
with more of the
All right.
show. Please stay tuned.
Okay.
Ray's got to get upstairs anyways.
Yep.
All right, everybody. All right, Ray. No, I guess not.
Yeah.
But was I okay on the time? All right, great. Thank you. All right, Ray's going to go upstairs and sell some wine. Thank you, Ray. Ray will be back downstairs when we do our non-alcoholic tasting, or he'll be manning the floor while we're doing it. So one of the two,
One.
right? One of the two.
Chained to the store. Well, we got cold weather. We have non-alcoholic drink stuff that we're going to get into right now.
We're gonna
Or
get
what
no,
do we-
yeah. I think
what do we do?
I want to wait. Kenny said he was going to stop by, so I want
Right.
to see.
So
Like he
let me
previously be
clear-
here about.
like, I'll
Like,
dust off the seat for
that
him.
stuff that's his seat. I think
'Cause he
he's
hasn't
sat
been
in it
here
the
in a little
least.
while.
I know.
Yeah. We'll get it set up for him. And then I think we should get into something that we want to taste that's non-alcoholic. This is a big thing in
So
January.
you want to do this? I think we'll
Oh,
do this.
okay,
We're-
here we
no,
go.
here's one thing. Like, because people we sort of get into this thing where we think what we know what non-alcoholic products taste like, right? Because they're like not as good. They're not, like they don't have alcohol in them. They don't have, but there are certain items. Most of them, I would say, if you see have non-alcoholic spirit, you need to mix it in a cocktail because that is sort of like a key puzzle piece to fix all the mixing stuff, and it takes the place of the alcohol.
Right.
But it needs to be in a cocktail. Some of the things you cannot drink, like I'll give you a good example. One you can just drink on its own. Guinness Zero. If you didn't know it had no alcohol in it, I don't think you'd be able to tell the difference between that and Guinness. If you had them side by side, yes, but after your first one, I think definitely not, because
So,
they just taste so
A
similar.
lot of the components that you're talking about for a cocktail or a mixed drink, right? That you
Right.
would not be just like you could drink gin alone, but if you had a
Well, let's put it this way.
non-alcoholic gin, it's probably designed for mixing with.
Yeah, we're
something
gonna
else.
actually. I'm gonna give you an example of that later
Okay,
on.
but I'm just trying
Yeah,
to.
no, but
use
you're
an
right.
example.
No,
You
you're right.
poured something right here.
I put something because this is like another one of those products though. This is an Amaro. Now Amaro is always based around herbal flavors anyways, and this is Amaro Lucano, but this is the non-alcoholic version,
Right.
less than 0.5% alcohol. It does say 0.5. That's what I was talking about before, not 0.05, 0.5. So it's a 0.5%. But taste that. I mean, this tastes like a
tastes
really
like an
good Amaro.
Amaro.
Right.
Right. But generally speaking, people aren't going to be down in Amaros just solo.
Well, that's the other part of it too. You use that as a part of a drink anyways.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, Johnny's
Now,
already
all
on
of a
the.
sudden, on the
Want to
spot,
give that to the audience?
making mixed drinks and doing whatever.
Oh, we'll give you. What
Yeah,
you got? What
thank
you
you.
got? Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Oh, all right. Thank you, John. We got a lot of stuff going on. If you want to bring a sample over, we'll try it on the air. No, whichever one you like. Well,
So-
see, this is how we get free stuff, even though it's
Right,
non-alcoholic.
exactly.
We'll tell them we'll talk about it on the air, and then they give us stuff. Do you get a pin?
I did.
You want to swap?
Why?
Yeah, I'll give you one of my pins. You give me one of your pins. It's like pin
Are
swapping.
they different?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Now I got two pins.
So this is the athletic beer. This is a non-alcoholic beer. They're going to bring us over some so we can try it.
And John Hendricks, Johnny on the spot, has made a cocktail.
Well, I think we'll try that when we get back
When
because
we get
we're
back?
ready to go back.
All right, and
All
we
right.
have some, and he's preparing some of that Amaro for the studio audience,
Studio on it so they can try
which
it.
is swelling in size.
it is swelling in size. It's almost like it was snowing out and people had.
And they're locked in here against their will. 'Cause
Did
they
you hear
can't
about
go.
that pub in like they're snowed in?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can't get any. They're running out of supplies.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking. Hold on, let me get Kenny is here today. Yeah, here. Kenny's
Yeah.
our Amaro freak anyway, so let him try that.
So this
So-
is a non-alcoholic Amaro that we are talking about just before the break.
Kenny, this is like right down your alley. We have non-alcoholic tasting today at 2:00.
What is that, water?
Yeah.
It's sort of like water. Don't worry, we'll have plenty of stuff for you.
So
to
this
go.
is the
we
That's
did it. We
good.
were just
Oh,
taking,
yeah.
but this
Yep.
is the non-alcoholic version of that Amaro. We wanted everybody to taste it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now John has made us something. Kenny, you got one over there, buddy?
Yes.
Okay, so this is using Dilly Fiddleheads. And what did you use? Is this the non-alcoholic version? This is the recipe is posted on our Facebook page.
oh
So
wow,
let me-
you
yeah.
think we're that good with
Oh yeah,
technology?
we're like yes we are. So it's 3 ounces of Julio's vodka and 0.5 ounces of Fiddlehead marinade from the jar, and he shook it and he served us basically a
Speared it?
martini. It's a dirty martini, a Fiddlehead dirty martini. Try
Now,
it.
you can eat the fiddlehead, right?
Was it ever
the-
alive?
What, the Fiddlehead?
Yeah.
You know, do you ever have a Fiddlehead?
I don't
Kenny?
think so.
All right.
Pickled
Well,
or dill fiddlehead?
this is a dilly, so it's pickled.
Right. But it was a pickled what? Animal or
No,
vegetable?
no, it's a fiddleheads are well, they're a plant. It's a vegetable, but it's the
It comes up and it makes that.
it's
like,
the new
kind of
spring.
curlicue.
It's it's like the new growth. Try it. I think you'll like it. You like pickles and stuff.
I do.
Well, try it. I think you'll like it. This is good.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Johnny's going to make us a non-alcoholic version of this later on the show.
Oh,
Okay.
But we just wanted to sort of see, like, this is what we got to
so
experiment.
if
This is the whole
you're
thing.
drinking alcohol to get to the point,
Yes.
is what he's doing pointless?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Well, listen. First of all, let me get this done. Kenny's here, and he's usually down in Miami.
We
at
waited
this
to do
time
the
of year.
drink of the show.
For you.
And that's what we're
Oh.
about to do.
Yeah. So let me.
You know it's
pour
cold
this-
out
You
there.
can- yeah, it's really cold. Ryan, you can say why I'm up here.
No, I'm actually leads me to my second point. I would like to get everybody. This is the drink of the show. This is our 50th anniversary. Lock and Key. This is the Julio's 50th anniversary of our Four Roses pick, which is OBSV, which is aged 9 years and 5 months, which was the first, which is really weird. It was the first Four Roses recipe we ever did when
As
we
a
did
single
single
barrel.
barrels.
Yep.
And it just happened that way. Randall and I picked blind, and it's sort of really weird that that's sort of the way it came up. And the proof is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.4. So I thought it was just sort of a weird sort of coincidence, and I wanted to have you
So-
here.
In our mug for our drink of the show in New England, it's nobody's business, but we're happy to tell you
Well,
that it is Four Roses' 50th anniversary, but a special pour
a special pour
for a
to
special toast.
yes. I would like to have a toast for Joan Sadowski. Kenny's mom just passed away, which is why he's up here, which is a sad occasion, even though we love seeing Kenny. So his mom was a pioneer, the first president of the Worcester Chamber of Commerce. Beautiful lady, and passed away at 95 years old. So
Thank
my
you.
my condolences and cheers, my brother.
We hope that this bourbon is worthy of the toast.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite tasty.
Beautiful service yesterday, Kenny.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
And I particularly liked your talk.
Well, I wasn't exactly a broadcaster, but I got it out.
Yeah.
You got it out, but it was some really interesting stories about you and your mom. And I thought that was really cool.
Thank
But-
you.
But everything else go okay? Yes, I know you had a little thing at Piccolo's
Yes.
in Worcester.
Yes.
Well, good.
I was drinking adult beverages post the funeral.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that
I need-
that I think goes
needed
without
it.
saying.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is the. What do you think? What do you think of this?
It's
You
really
like
good.
it? It came
Yeah,
out
it's
really well.
delicious.
I will tell you that this only produced. It only produced 90 bottles. It's a
Well,
what we call a short fill.
It should be 5 roses though, shouldn't it? For
It
your
should
50th?
be. It should be. Yes, but it's 4, and we change a lot of things, Kenny, but we can't change titles of other people's products. But
Right, especially Four Roses, for various reasons. But one of the things I'd
Mhm.
like to say is that they have essentially 10 recipes that they can make,
Mhm.
2 types of mash bills and a bunch of different yeast strains. And so when you go to taste, they'll do a lineup. This is what most people don't understand. And
We did
it's
10
10 items
ones, yeah.
that you're tasting, but you don't know what they are. And then you pick the one, and at that point, they reveal what the recipe
Right.
is. And this is to prevent people from trying to like
Moneyball it.
predict or game what they think the best recipes are. And we've always done very well with like trying to let the whiskeys lead us to what we think is the best in the barrel selection that we're tasting.
Absolutely.
And now we've circled back to one of our original picks, not by design because
No.
we couldn't possibly know that, but I think that people are really going to enjoy this one.
Yeah, it was going to be our 50th pick. That didn't
Yeah.
really matter. I mean, our 50th anniversary pick. It really didn't matter. So
Is
that'll
this-
warm your cockles, won't it?
Is that Isle of Harris gin?
No, it's not Isle of Harris
Wow,
gin, and we're going
looks
to
like
taste
it.
that. They have a similar bottle, and I don't know which one came first. I think it's probably yuzu gin or you gin.
You know.
Well, this is because this is non-alcoholic version of it. I'm going
Oh.
to try that later in the show.
You know.
But it has that,
know.
it has that same sort of look of the bottle.
does.
Only it's green instead of blue.
Well, I knew it wasn't identical, but I
Yeah.
was wondering if it was like a new execution from them.
No.
No, it's really good though. Kenny, I'm gonna. So at 2:00 today at Julio's, go to juliosliquors.com. We're having a non-alcoholic tasting. I will let you know we figured it was going to be like maybe 10 tables, blah, 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 and whatever. And maybe some people would show up. Oh, Kenny brought loaded
Right.
Oreos.
It's not alcoholic.
Yeah, sure it is.
January,
Yeah.
but we have loaded Oreos. So I'm going to get right into that.
I will tell you that we have 20 tables now. So and what's really funny is we ask people to RSVP. We're not charging for it. We ask people to RSVP. We have like 80, 90 people RSVP'd that they're coming today. So this is what sort of turned out not to be a
That's Snowville also?
Yeah.
With this weather, they said that?
yeah.
Wow.
Well, let's see. I mean, that's always the thing. Do they actually
Wild
show?
card.
But let's do this right now because we got Athletic Brewery is the table number 1, and they just dropped off some beer to us or
And
near
pins.
beer. Do they call it near beer anymore, or do you call it non-alcoholic beer? It's both. You call it whatever you want, just buy it. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And more importantly, at the event, taste it because I
Right.
think one of the things that surprised the heck out of me was this Amaro really does taste like a fantastic Amaro. And if that's a portent of what's about to happen with the beers and the other products, I think it's going to be a fantastic tasting today.
This is the one I'm putting is Athletic Brewing Company. This is Free Wave. It's a hazy IPA. Obviously, there's no alcohol in this.
Right.
Non-alcoholic brew.
But can
I-
we go back to this one for a
Sure.
second?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is the tasting of this today or tomorrow?
Oh, he hasn't lost it,
If
and
the
he's
sun
not
comes
lost
out,
the
it's fine.
step.
Yeah.
We're gonna give this. You know what I really love about this? This is so. Well, I'm pouring it right now. This is a 19.2 fluid ounce. That's a pint, over a pint can of non-alcoholic. Now I'm so used to seeing this like type of can for, at a sporting event or something because you
Right.
can get a big beer.
And
But-
and
but-
Liquid Death is also in that can.
Yeah, but now it's sort of like this whole thing is sort of like the only difference is between anything else is the fact that it's non-alcoholic.
Do we have some of the glasses for our
Yeah,
studio audience?
They can take the can.
Right. But
They can
what's
take the
really
can.
cool about this is that if you're looking for that taste and that kind of thirst quenching nature of it,
Well, that's
you
what.
can
Yeah.
you can get into a bigger can without having to worry about like driving and
Right,
partying
exactly.
and stuff like
Well,
that. So I'm gonna put this out for somebody.
So
John's
one of you
busy
guys can
making
grab it for
cocktails,
the-
but if we could pour some sample for the studio,
Studio audience, they can grab some. What I like about it though is like a lot of times I like beer, and most of the time when I drink beer, I like beer flavored beer first of all.
Right.
But most of the time when I drink beer, it's because I am thirsty. I mean, that's really my most thing. I drink it with meals and stuff like that, but I drink it because I'm thirsty. So this me, let's see how it tastes.
Definitely
just-
noses like an IPA.
Thank you.
And I think some of the
It's really
flavors
good.
in there, and
Paloma?
this would be very thirst quenching
Mm.
without, you know,
I got to tell you, I'm
some of
not
the
a
issues that
huge,
you have with
and maybe
a
I'm
lot
the
of
wrong,
alcohol.
yeah, maybe I'm the wrong person. I'm not a huge hazy IPA fan per se.
Me too.
That's a caveat that you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that.
But
But
this is good.
This is
It is
actually
good.
really good.
Yeah.
I will tell you, if I remember correctly, Randall and I did a flavor tasting on beer, and we did a thing closer to beer or closer to water, and I believe it was Athletic. Do you have a golden ale? Upside. That one came the closest to beer. It
Right.
beat out all the light beers
Yeah.
for flavor, tasting closer to beer. So I thought that was pretty cool. So they are actually a really good company. So if you need a non-alcoholic beer for whatever reason, people do dry and they don't want to have as much alcohol, and they even some people pepper it into, like, I'll have one of these with dinner, and I'm gonna have a regular beer after dinner just to cut down on stuff. So
And we talk a lot about what it tastes like or smells like on the air, but if you come into the event, you can taste for yourself,
2 to 4.
make the decision, because I do think that this is a pretty phenomenal product. So
This is one festival where you are technically, I don't know if you could, but you're technically allowed to try everything
right.
because there's no alcohol.
And you can drink and drive.
And the only wristbands that you're going to need are going to be those terry cloth ones from the 70s, so you can
So you can wipe your
just
forehead.
keep, getting through all the products. Yeah.
Well, John and I were talking about what we should do for some of the non-alcoholic stuff today. This one here is the seedlip, and this is Notas de Agave, or Notes of Agave. So this is sort of their answer to tequila. So Johnny took some, posted the recipe. John, as always, posted the recipe. But this is, he added some of the Fever Tree grape soda to this and made a Paloma.
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit. I can tell there's something else into it. It's not just the grapefruit. So if it did alter the flavor. I don't know if I'm getting as much agave.
Yeah,
but
I don't think it's
good.
Tequila, but
it's good.
Yeah.
it's a delicious non-alcoholic drink.
Yeah, I like it though. That you got to start thinking of things on their own too, and we'll talk about that later on. But we got to take a break, Randall.
All right. If you're wondering what you're listening to, it's the Liquor Talking. If you're wondering where you're listening to it, it's at 8:30 a.m. on your dial, WCRN. Take a commercial break. We'll be back on the other side. We'll continue with the Facebook Live feed during the break.
Well, we already did. We're on a break, so we already did the athletic. What was that one called? Free Wave. This one here is called Run Wild. I get this. There's sort of a theme going here.
Right.
And this one here is this is just an IPA. I didn't say just an IPA, but it's an IPA.
Okay.
See what you guys think of this one.
Thank you.
I tell you what, they got like the carbonization and everything like that is correct on it too, which is sort of cool. Now, do you guys take the alcohol away? Do you make beer and then take the alcohol away, or is it a different process? Different process. Hey, you want to take this down so everybody else can try it? I don't have to give the ABV out because it's like probably 0.5, right? Yeah. Thank you. All right, so try this one. See what you guys think of this one.
Well, I'm getting loaded on these
Yeah.
Oreo cookies.
Loaded.
Cookies
which
have you
have
had?
ground in Oreos into the filling, the stuffing. of them.
I don't know why Oreo did this year, but they did the first week of the year. They announced what their 7 seasonal flavors are going to be, and loaded
Wow.
is the first.
Loaded is the first time. I always think it's a mistake coming out with some sort of pastry or high caloric product. Caloric, right? In January, because that's what everybody has made. They're at the first 2 weeks of January are spent at the gym. That's the last time they'll see it,
Yeah.
and the gym will collect
Wow.
a fee every month thereafter. But or it's the busiest, and they go, "This place is too busy. I can't go here." But if you wait a month, it will be.
You know
be
what's
empty.
funny? I remember this like it was yesterday, and it had to be 20 years ago. But when the Gold's Gym was in Westboro, and it first basically opened up, and they exactly did what you were articulating. And I remember at one of these machines that was sort of like a 4-sided machine, and there were 2 of the regulars talking to each other, and I was on the same station, and we were like three of the regulars there. And the guy looked at the other guy and said, "Don't worry, we'll get our gym back next week."
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. All right. How much time do we have, Ted? 33 seconds. Okay.
Wow.
Larry Bird.
33. When we come back, I'm going to do the question of the show. You boys ready?
7.
It is not 7. I'll let you know that right now. It's not 7.
What's the general topic? So I can start.
The general
preparing.
topic is popular cocktail.
Oh boy. All right. I do not do well at these.
The larceny question of the show is coming up when we get back on the air. All right, here we go. I think we're going. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. And we have a really nice festival coming up today, January 11th at 2 o'clock, 2 to 4. We have a non-alcoholic festival. So if you're celebrating dry January, you can taste all the things that you could be drinking this month.
That's right. And on the commercial break, we're tasting some Run Wild IPA from Athletic Brewing Company, and we're pleasantly surprised.
We're definitely surprised how good it is. John is on a fury packed endeavor to make us as many drinks as he possibly can.
And just so that people know, he's the hardest working man at the show. Like, he's constantly in motion. He's
This
making
is Johnny
stuff,
on the
he's
spot.
handing stuff out. He's doing whatever, and we're just sitting here like letting him
All right.
do all the work.
Well, could we call it a flurry of drinks that he's
Oh,
making?
Sure,
Yeah,
we could.
yeah,
We could.
yeah.
If we wanted to be puntastic, we could do that. He has just give to you right now. It's Sea Lip Grove 42, and it's with what, John? Light tonic water. Sea Lip
So
Grove
is this
42.
a gin and tonic type?
It's sort of a take on a gin and tonic, non-alcoholic. So citrus. Do
Yeah.
you want to do the? Are you going to do the? Would you do the tonic water? Have regular tonic water with the that one? Because because he didn't have enough to do. I just gave him another.
That's right.
That's why not.
20 push-ups, and if we could get
Yes.
some catering in here, that would be good.
Catering would be awesome. All right. The larceny question of the show, Randall Bird
Oh boy.
and Kenny Sadowski, beverage whisperer. All right, here we go. Beer, olives, and brine make what tongue-in-cheek cocktail popular in the U.S. Midwestern bars? Beer, olives, and brine make the tongue-in-cheek cocktail popular in the Midwestern bars. All right, you want me to give you some
Yeah, I
hints?
mean,
Okay.
you know.
Yes, I got nothing.
A beer, A is beer Bellini, B is beertini, C is beer slushy, or D is a Micheletta. Micheletta.
B.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with B. I have no idea. What
Studio audience? B?
Yeah.
They all said C, which is beer slushy, which is not right. It's B. You guys got it all right. Good
Yeah,
job.
everybody said
It's a
B.
beertini. So
Yeah.
we can make a non-alcoholic version of that today. So think about that.
Couldn't you have it with a pickleback?
You could have it with a pickleback.
Right.
You could, but it wouldn't be a beer.
But the olive is what's thrown
Yeah,
in.
you couldn't. Yeah, you have to do it. You have to do it the right way, Kenny. Stop trying to make new things.
Sorry.
All right, I'll straighten you out. All right,
Yeah,
well, let's try
so
this one.
This the Seed Lift
Sea Lift
is
one.
like one of those brands that has a bunch of different versions of non-alcohol mixers, right?
This one's actually pretty.
Yeah,
this
that's
one's-
my
this is
favorite
Pretty
of-
good.
That's my favorite so far.
Non-alcoholic spirit, Grove 42. Johnny and I are going to be doing this at our table today. We pitched in. We said, "Well, we'll pick a table. We'll do a
Nice.
table." Very good.
Yep.
Now that we've had some really nice stuff, well, I don't know. You may like this. I don't know,
All
Kenny.
right. We like a good dare pour.
We do like a good dare pour.
Is it Pumpkin Fest again?
No, it is not. You're going to be so happy when you see this, Kenny. All right. Little Roadie Pizza Strip. First of its kind because life's too short to keep your cheese on. This is the first ever pizza strip vodka, or pizza vodka for that matter. And it pays homage to the beloved Rhode Island food oddity. Do you know what a pizza strip is? You ever been to
No.
Rhode Island?
I
It's
have. but
typically called party pizza.
There's no cheese or very lightly sprinkled cheese. I've seen some of the places do like a powder Parmesan, but real light, and it's a crust in sauce, right?
rectangular,
Yeah,
rectangular slice,
but it's thin.
and it's served at bakeries,
Yes,
not
you get it at a
pizza
bakery,
joint.
right?
And
Oregano. The sauce has oregano. It has all the
and
things in it.
they have different ones. They have like a white pizza strip, but it's called party pizza, which I'm sure they can't put party on
But
the
when
label.
it's just one of those things you buy them cold. You don't
Yeah.
necessarily heat them up. You just eat them the way they are. It's sort of a
Sometimes wrapped in wax paper.
yep.
Yeah.
And the somebody was telling me, Marianne was telling me at the last thing that this is also a thing in Utica, New York, does this also. I go, well, there's two strange places in this.
Well,
world.
big Italian populations in both.
Yeah, I guess
Utica
so.
and Rome,
I
upstate
tell you
New York.
what, they put that cap on tight.
But there's a couple different. We should do a show at some point with Rhode Island oddities, right?
You're gonna get a cabinet.
Yeah, they have a cabinet, which is a mixed drink that they make with
Well, it's
with
a
coffee,
milkshake.
milk,
Well, that
coffee
okay. So there's
syrup.
coffee milk.
coffee
The
syrup,
cabinet is basically a malted milkshake,
right?
right? What else you want to get? An awful
There's the stuffies,
stuffies. Yeah.
which are like a stuffed clam product.
They have that on the menu at Joe's Stone Crab in Miami Beach, by the way.
Yeah,
They do.
but it's definitely a Rhode Island kind of favorite. And there's a few other things I'll have to think about. Oh,
Gaggers.
a hot wiener,
Gaggers.
Yeah.
New York system. You're talking about the
Yeah.
New York system wieners.
Different hot dogs. Gaggers.
Smell this first. You're gonna want to
Okay.
smell this
Yeah.
first to
All
get the
right.
full effect.
Does
So this
smell
is
like
people can
Party
disappoint, but pizza never does. So I'm gonna put this out to it is. Let me just give you the ABV on this. This is come on, where is
so it's
it?
garlic and tomato sauce forward,
Mhm.
and then you got a little breaded note on the back end of that.
Isco Spirits out of Rhode Island. I'm just trying to find great guys up there. Matter of fact, I'm friends with Daniel, who's one of the head distillers there on Facebook.
Well, you
37.
you
I were. It's 40%. Thank you. If I could find it on there, it's just a little 375 bottle, which I think is sort of cute because usually you
You're
just
not gonna
buy.
want more than that.
Yeah. What can you smell it? It's like
The
all the
smell
oregano.
is phenomenal,
Here.
exactly like the product if
May
you've
I-
ever had.
Wait,
strip
can I
or
take a
party
picture of
pizza.
that first?
Oh, sure, of course you can.
This is
This is
unique.
And
here.
then you get into the taste of it.
all right. So let's taste this and see what we think.
It belongs on the same table as Malort.
Yeah.
This is pleasant compared to Malort. Who wants to take this
The
down? so you guys can
nose,
try it?
I think, is phenomenal, and then the taste is
Well, the nose
opposite.
tastes like
Phenomenal.
here's some cups. The nose smells like pizza, and so does the product. It tastes like pizza. I mean, it really does. You know, this would be great in a Bloody Mary.
Another county.
Yeah. Trash bin.
I know a Bloody Mary. You get, I must get all the
Yeah, maybe. I
fixings for
could see
that. It's
that
40.
there are ways that-
It's 80 proof.
So my New Year's resolution, and we've already, John Hendricks has already knocked us out of the park, was to try and make a cocktail that's good with Malort. And I'm going to say anything that's a dare or like something that we don't like as the flavor, to try and make a cocktail that
That
like
John's gonna do.
Well, yeah, of course. Why would I?
But,
do
yeah,
all
I
the
mean,
work the way he's
well,
gotta
that's
do
what I'm
it?
saying. Let's volunteer John to do something else.
That's right. So in the future, if we do a Bloody Mary or something, and he tries that with that,
This is very. Did you guys try it? Did the studio audience try it? What'd you think? You poured yourself way too much, sir.
no, I don't-
You're never getting through it. You're never getting through that.
No,
It is like a pizza sauce. I mean,
if you-
listen, it's not Malort. So please, anybody who's had Malort, it's not that. But it you have to like the smell of like oregano and tomato, and
And,
you.
yeah.
it does smell like a pizza. It really does.
Well, it smells. It doesn't have the cheese like mitigating some of the acidity of the tomato.
Yeah.
So,
well,
but
that's
that
part
is
of its
true
That's
of
part
a
of its
party
charm.
pizza or a strip pizza from.
Johnny, did you give me one yet? Or no? Okay.
All
thank you.
right.
I just didn't know if I have too many cups over here. I don't know which one.
All right. So I'm going to cleanse my palate, and you know what I'm going to do that with? Something also non-alcoholic,
What's that?
but that's some Icelandic glacial water.
Now, I'm going to point out that Icelandic glacial water is going to be one of our sponsors this year
Yay.
for our Go Whiskey Week, which is coming up last week in February. Actually, the big events are actually going to end up being March 1st and March 2nd.
Wow. That's the
Oh,
very
Johnny's taking
end of
stuff away.
February.
Yes, we extended it just a little bit because it just made sense for us to move it just a little bit. So the two big events are on the 1st and 2nd, which we're going to have at that event. We're going to have Icelandic Glacial.
Yeah.
Nice.
As your walk around water and
Yeah,
stuff to add
anything
and
we have to have
hydrate.
water. Yeah, it's going to be. The problem is my kids love this now.
That's not a
my we call her my daughter Hydration Girl.
Yeah.
And she loves, but she's like, this is actually really good at Dad. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why we're teaming up with them. All right. So I almost want to do this here because
Well,
I think
guess
this
we're going to do it then.
no, we're going to do this. Hold on. Don't drink what John made for you yet.
Too
Because
late.
I think, it's too late. Damn it. You can still do it. Because sometimes people don't get that, like, you really can't drink this stuff.
Some of the non-alcoholic things that are designed as a mixer don't stand that well on their own.
Right. They're supposed to be inside of a cocktail. So this
So
is
this
what
is the
know.
N-O, no,
You know.
Y-U-N-O,
Yes.
right?
From France. Really good spirit. I love the regular U is really good. So I hope
Well,
this
thank
one.
you.
Not you.
Not
You.
you,
I
no.
didn't mean you. I meant you.
No.
All right.
All right.
But see,
So you're tasting this, and then what do they use as description? Is it just?
yeah, but it's got. I mean, it
just
can.
a spirit.
You can
They're
taste
not
the.
claiming that it's gin.
No,
or
it's
juniper.
water, juniper, yuzu, Szechuan pepper, green cardamom, sugar, citric acid, and preservatives of potassium something. You'll know
Sorbate.
that.
Probably
Sorbate.
potassium sorbate.
Now, which one is it? It's this one. All right.
All right.
Now
Now we're gonna
Johnny has
drink it.
mixed this with Fever Tree tonic water. So you tried it on its own. It's okay. It's not that great, but mix it with the tonic water.
Now it tastes like a gin and tonic.
This
With
one
alcohol,
tastes
but
like a
without the
gin and
alcohol.
tonic. I think this one tastes more like a gin and tonic. I like
But
this
it
one.
does not taste like a gin on its own.
No.
And
No.
then sudden magically it kind of transforms a little
Yeah.
bit more into the
I think that's sort of the cool part of it is that's how you're supposed to do that.
now
Try it.
you know.
Yes, you do know. All right,
Sounded a little Paul Harvey-esque.
Oh,
and now you know the rest of the story. All right, we got 10 seconds. During the break, we're going to do something special. So if you're following along on the break, you're going to get to see something that is not available yet. And if you don't, we'll tell you about it when we come back on the other
it's
side.
the liquor talking. Please stay tuned. We'll be back on the other side with more of the show.
All right. I'm going to have you guys try this. I'm going to have the rest of it's going to go to the studio audience. Randall has already had it.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Wait,
Thank you, sir.
what?
Wait. Here. Here,
Sink
give
it.
this one to Kenny. Give that one to Kenny. You
all
take
right.
the small
I'll
one.
take
yeah.
this
Thank
All right.
you.
So what I just poured to you is since we're on commercial break and there's no one watching us.
one. Right.
This is our new pick of Old Forester.
Wow.
All right. So,
So-
for Old Forester single barrel that's coming in the future. This is the advanced sample that we chose.
This is 128 proof. So,
So
this
this
is
is
yes,
up
this
there.
barrel strength. We don't give us much. I can give you the warehouse 6 floor 7, and the barrel number is 9868. And that's all I can give you because they don't give us any more than that. We taste blind. We just taste, and the one that wins is the one that wins. And,
we
68.
believe that this is the winner.
I want to give that to them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Very
So the
good.
first thing is it doesn't taste like almost 130
It doesn't.
proof.
Correct.
It's how I like
very
to put it.
drinkable, but you got to be careful with this stuff. 'cause
Yeah.
will-
I figured since we tried all these non-alcoholic drinks today, I think we would do for an alcoholic drink. It really does. It's sort of like, it does stoke the fire, but it doesn't choke the chimney, and especially at that high proof level.
Yeah.
Really. What do you guys think? Do you like it, Ken?
Intense, but good.
yeah.
Yes. This is not for a wallflower. This is this.
Well-
but the good part about this is at that price, you can add water. You could add especially glacier water. Which is-
IG, baby.
Icelandic glacial water to it and just bring it down just a tad. Which is this is really how you should be drinking high proof spirits anyways. Most
Right.
people really tend to, if you get down, I know I do. I'm usually between 100 and 110 when I drink
Yeah.
barrel proof. I bring water or something like that to bring it down.
So at above 50, 55% alcohol by volume, you're literally anesthetizing your sense of taste the more you drink.
Mm-hmm.
So we always hear these comments. I like the hazmat. I like the super high proof stuff because I get more flavor. And while you might get that initial burst of flavor, each time you drink it, you're going to literally numb up the amount of stuff that you can taste. So adding water is really important to the whole process. However, a lot of people, I think it's kind of a little bit of a macho thing, or I'll just drink the strongest stuff I can. And you can find a lot of the more subtlety or flavor in the whiskey by adding a drop or two of water, really opening it up.
I think it does. I think it does a lot. I think it does a good service to that too. So I like that one. Graham cracker shows up in that. Yep. I get graham cracker. I get a really nice wood note. Oh, there I go. I knew it would do it sooner or later. Where's my paper towels over here? Somebody took them.
You don't need them at this time of year. We all wear long sleeves.
It's just
No, I
for a
still-
non-alcoholic show. We've
I know.
already
Well,
had,
we've had a
incident.
lot of drinks today.
Yeah.
All right, I get that now. We're good. We're good. All right, I just wanted to make sure that didn't spread into our cards for that too.
Or the mixing board, soundboard.
Well, the soundboard. Yeah, the soundboard's actually pretty good. And let's see what I get. We got 30 seconds. Oh, okay. 30 seconds. You guys ready?
Sure.
All right. Well, I'll just pour for you now. This is sort of a thing that's big in Japan, but we don't get it out here that much. And so I was able to find a company that actually does it. We're going to start carrying these because I like these. These are highballs, which is
A Japanese style of just
Yes.
whiskey in a glass.
Well,
With,
yeah. Carbonated water, 10% alcohol, 100% distilled Kabuchi Distillery. So good. I love this stuff. So during the break, we basically loaded up on alcoholic products, and we just tried Old Forester, our barrel sample for our new Old Forester coming out. We got to try that, and I just poured for everybody basically a Japanese pre-made highball, which I particularly love. This is what I'd like to have. Like, I don't like. Jen and I were just out last night when we were talking about this. Is like, I like having a cocktail before dinner. But usually when I have dinner, I move off to wine or beer, something like that, because it goes better with food. The only exception I find to that is a highball.
Yep.
Because the highball is whiskey, but it's with carbonated water, usually like, either seltzer or club soda is really what you should
and
be using.
typically in a taller glass.
Tall
with
glass,
ice and,
yeah, with a little bit of lime and stuff like that. But it's diluted, and it's got all those flavors that the whiskey has. And you just start to drink it as a highball, and it's very refreshing. It's very good, and I think it goes very well with food. So, can I say that one for a minute there, Randall?
Sure.
And
This is a classic
You don't see
cocktail
these
style
that
from the
often.
50s and 60s
right.
that in Japan they've just elevated it to an art form, but it's kind of fallen out of a little bit of favor next to the old fashions and other mixed drinks, Manhattans, things like that. But the highball was always there with a highball glass was
Mhm.
just something that was like from a bygone era.
It's just it's just but this one's really good. We're gonna start carrying these now. It's just one of those type of things that everybody's looking for other things besides beer, and like, you get these seltzers and stuff like that. This is, if you're gonna make a seltzer, this is what your seltzer should taste like.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Do you know the price point?
I don't. What's that? Lemon wheel in this would be fantastic. All right. Now, for the last part of the show, I wanted to give you a press release.
Oh boy.
Yeah, here we go. Because it's really important, because there's probably about 10,000 bills filed in Massachusetts every year. and probably less than 300 of those actually become law. Okay, so and just how to see the percentages out there. MassPack actually, the Massachusetts Package Store Owners Association, believe it or not, has had 2 bills pass into law this year. And the second one we're very, very proud of because we've been working on it the longest, and it's the dumbest bill you'll ever hear.
Right.
And it's now law. It'll become in effect in April.
All
and
right.
and I'm going to read what it says because Governor Healy signed this into law. Finally, we got somebody to do it. It's a modernization of Massachusetts alcohol laws by allowing on and off premises that would be like retailers or bars and restaurants to rely on licenses to operate a motor vehicle issued by another state or a global entry card or a U.S. Customs and Border Office valid ID for purchase of alcohol. Believe it or not, forever, we're the last state in the union that legally you could not use an out-of-state driver's license to prove that you're old enough to buy alcohol.
For the purchase of alcohol,
Right.
you had to have a Massachusetts
license, Massachusetts ID, or a passport.
Right.
And believe it or not, before you couldn't even use passports. We got that changed. I forget how many years ago it was, but we actually hosted the World Cup, and we got an emergency provision that was made permanent, and we got to take we got the state to allow passports because we had so many foreign visitors who wanted to, obviously, it's the World Cup, they want to buy alcohol.
They wanted to fill their
and they let that go, and we tried to tag on out-of-state IDs, and they said no. And it's so silly. Massachusetts has got a huge tourist industry, right? How many borders do we have? We bordered New Hampshire, Vermont, right? New York, Rhode Island, Connecticut. All of those licenses coming in really couldn't be accepted. And that's really important when you get from that like 21 to 30-year-old category, because those are the people that you're primarily carding. And if they had an out-of-state ID, you could take it. And a lot of people go, oh, yeah, I go to a lot of places. They all take it. Yes, they do. But here's the thing.
There's liability.
There's worse than liability. You have no defense if something happens. So if you go in front of the ABCC, which is the Alcohol Beverage Control Commission, or court, and you say, I took an out-of-state ID, you automatically lose. There's no argument. You lose because it's not a legal form of identification in Massachusetts.
Until now.
Yeah, that guy's from Connecticut right over there. See? So
You, sir.
you, sir, are part of the problem. No. But you can see and they're like, well, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed except the retailers,
you
the
can feel more
restaurants,
comfortable or confident,
right,
when
in
you take
accepting
those
these,
IDs.
because it was always a risk that you are going to be taking. In April, this will become law, and we get to take out-of-state IDs.
And you still have a responsibility to make sure that it's not a fake ID.
Oh,
or
yes,
something
all
that's
that
not
stuff.
there.
It's all the
But
same rules
if
you have
you
to use on
do
mass IDs. You'd have to use
your
from
due
out-of-state.
diligence in checking the ID and
Right.
it's from out of state, then therefore it's completely like above board in terms of like,
Yeah, it's
you've
just
gone through what you needed to.
right. You
check
still
the
have to
list.
do the same checks that you would in mass. And my argument when we were going forward recently, because we've been trying to get this done for like, I don't know, it's something like over 30 years, right?
Right.
My argument recently is we're all going. You have to in May. You have to get a real ID to get on a plane. You have to have a passport or a real ID to get on a plane. Well, if we're all getting real IDs, isn't the criteria for all identification now across all 50 states the same? And it is. So
But it would not still be legal unless this law
unless
passed.
we still wouldn't be able to do it unless we could pass this law. But it did help move that along. This Treasury's office, the ABCC, and a couple representatives were very key and instrumental of finally getting this done. And we're really, really happy about this because it takes it's one of the burdens we can take off our shoulders running a business that sells a controlled substance.
And welcome people from other states.
Welcome
now
people
to
from
the
other
show.
states. I mean, can you imagine though? You're on Rhode Island border. You're on any border. Pick the border, and you have like a lot of college students and stuff like that. Like my daughter goes to BU. She's from Massachusetts, but I'm saying she goes to BU. She's legal to drink.
Right. But
You know what I
also
mean? But
have
you're out of
festivals,
state. You can't-
Boston Callings coming
Yeah.
up, and people travel. They do a ton of things, even for your big whiskey event. So
Yeah, it makes it less of a burden, and it brings us up to sort of code with the rest of the country at this point.
So we should probably just do a small toast for logic prevailing.
Logic
after.
prevailing finally after so many years.
And I thought you should have had the Schoolhouse Rock bill to a law.
I know.
music
I'm
from
gonna bet. I'll blame
something
Ted on that.
patriotic.
Something
like,
patriotic.
dun,
Please,
dun, dun.
please, Ted will be playing something right now.
Well,
You don't know what you're asking for.
we have to save another toast for, who knows, 6, 9, 12 months from now when Canada becomes the 52nd state.
Yeah.
On that, I know. Listen, I don't get into politics or anything like that, but I am going to put something out there. I always thought the Gulf of Mexico should have been called the Gulf of the Americas, not America, the Americas, because it touches North, Central, and South. So appropriately, I think that would have been an appropriate name. But I'm just saying that, but I don't really care. But
Yeah.
I'll leave that alone.
Well,
I'll leave that to people that
Well,
are
we veered completely off
off
topic,
topic.
from it's the liquor
Yeah,
talking
but-
and our drinking.
but it's 4 minutes away from the end of the show, so that's
Yeah.
not bad. Usually we're off the rails.
Yes, that is true.
You
we
know,
don't
6, 7
have the
minutes in.
excuse of it's the liquor talking because it's been mostly non-alcoholic product.
That is
We
true.
can't hide behind that on this particular show.
I wanted you guys to
2
try
to
something.
4, doing a tasting of non-alcohol based drinks, cocktails. We have some fantastic stuff from Athletic Brewing. Other things that are going to be mixed, made, and tasted and sampled.
What is that?
Well, Kenny reminded me yesterday that he went to Tulane.
Oh,
And there's very few places that actually do this, so I thought we would try it. This is actually Buzzbox. It's a premium cocktail. They're in a what's that called? Tetra
Tetra Pak.
Pak. And this is a Mardi Gras Hurricane. And Randall and I were just
Nice.
doing a menu earlier that was including
it's-
some Mardi Gras stuff. So I figured we'd all try it.
It's
What's
good.
the ABV on that, Johnny?
we're going to end the show.
14%.
With
What do you
some
think, Kenny?
alcohol.
You got to be. He's the guy that's had more hurricanes than anybody.
Yeah, no, this is definitely not a Pado's Hurricane. This is like a Pado's starter kit. Like, where's
The
the,
Hurricane.
alcohol? They would be
Right.
putting vodka in this.
Well, this maybe need a boost. But how's the flavor?
Oh, flavor's good. Color's off.
Yeah, it's more
What
like a
about red?
reddish, right?
Hurricane is as red as my Red Sox jacket.
Okay.
Which means it's just gonna die number 6,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
Well, everybody come to the festival today. It's a nice day to get out because it's snowing out, and that'll all end up. Come to Julio's Liquors today, 140 Turnpike Road in Westboro, and we hope to see you there. Thank you very much for joining us today. And
Special-
Kenny was really
Yeah,
special
special
guest.
show with
Thank you.
Yes, with
Kenny
Kenny.
showing up,
Yeah.
and thank you for listening to It's the Liquor Talking here on WCRM. Now, next week we're going to take a little bit.
Next
of a
week we're
break
not going to be off. We're going to be off.
But
I'm
we'll
going to
be
be
back
actually in
after that.
Florida.
and
next
start preparing for that Go Whiskey Week, which is coming up at the end of February.
It's gonna be cold in Florida when I go though.
no, it isn't.
All right, we'll see you later. No show next
Correct.
week. Thank you.